Okay, but real talk, I was absolutely too young really to be watching this movie, Waiting to Exhale. Phenomenal movie. I was 17 years old, just graduated high school in 1995. Um, Read the book, probably was too young to be reading the book, but I did see the movie, and it really did impact my life, for sure. But there was a lot of things going on at that time. Was really young, and I was in love and dumb. So, yeah, Waiting to Exhale was like big for me at that time.
Well, for me, I think, coming out of undergrad, 1995, in a committed relationship to who would become, very briefly, my husband. That's another podcast. I had read the book sometime prior to it becoming a screenplay and then a movie. Was very, very excited about watching the portrayal of these four ladies, trying to find myself in each one of them, or one of them in particular at that time in my life. I had a whole set of dreams. I've learned a lot from it then, and then a whole lot more since then. So,
yeah, for me, because this movie came out in 95, so I was 17, 18. I was in love with, this one dude, Rashad. I was in love with him. He was going off into the Navy. And I remember being in my dorm, writing him letters and sending him care packages.
Write letters and sending care packages back then.
You was a good woman. You was.
I was trying to show him, boy, I got you while you away. Yeah. But, and then he ended up, I was so hurt. Ended up breaking up with me. I believe that's what happened. But so this movie to me was like, okay, well, how they dealing with their losses? How they dealing with getting men, losing men, or whatever. So this movie was definitely like a how to, like, let me lean in and see what I can learn from the sisters. Because I read the book too. So yes, Waiting to Exhale is what we're talking about. And so welcome to What Was She Thinking, the podcast where we watch movies a little deeper. We talk story, choices, culture, and the moments that make you pause and ask, what was she thinking?
And sometimes we're asking the character, sometimes the director, and sometimes we're asking ourselves.
Right. In today's film, we are looking at Waiting to Exhale with Whitney Houston, the great Whitney Houston, the great Angela Bassett, Lela Rochon, Loretta Devine, and then they had probably every fine gentleman they could find in the 90s, Wesley Snipes, McKelty, am I saying it wrong? McKelty, Williamson, Dennis Haber, the Allstate, good hand, him, and wasn't he with Allstate? Michael Beach, Wendell Pierce. Did I say Gregory Hines, right?
Oh no, yeah, Gregory Hines was in it. Yep.
Gregory Hines, he was doing his thing. So they had all the fine gentlemen.
Leon.
Leon. That's right. Leon was in there. You're right. Yeah, they had all of them matching with the beautiful ladies of the 90s. So yes, that's what we're reviewing today. And did I say my name? I'm Charla. Did I already say that?
No.
Okay, I'm Charla.
I'm Kim.
I'm Tasha.
All right. And thank you and welcome to What Was She Thinking? Like I said, we're doing Waiting to Exhale. This was a really great movie in the 90s for I think Black cinema.
Portrayed in a certain light. They're perfectly great and wonderful with showing us in that light of in this particular struggle type of genre, or we have to overcome something. But when it comes to like Black love and Black excellence,
that's what I'm saying. Like, look, we got enough struggle films. I want to see sisters living a soft life.
I know.
You
I
know
know.
what I'm saying?
They don't want us to be soft. Even
You
when
wanna
they
be
had
soft
what's
life?
our girl Viola Davis playing the president, she had to
Yeah.
go in there and shoot them up and go back
Listen,
commando style and all of that. You know what I'm
yeah, she
saying?
had to
We
go
ain't
put the
soft.
sneakers
The
on.
world
Okay,
don't
let
want
me
black
get
women
your
to be
president.
soft.
I see. I ain't even see that. I didn't even see that whole show. But I
Yeah.
ain't never seen a president have to shoot back.
Oh
Shoot
Even
back.
the
yeah,
male president. Even the
it's
male
good.
presidents
That was a
got a
good
whole.
movie. It was well done.
I have, but I'm
It
saying, even
was.
the male presidents have somebody defending them. They got the sister in there, got to shoot
Mm-mm.
back.
Yeah, yeah. She got her some sensible shoes on. When she found them sensible shoes for her feet, she was done.
That was
She tore
it.
that
When
little
she got
dress
them
up.
tennis shoes, it
That
was
was it.
on.
She was ready to go. I'm ready now. I'm ready. Got me some good shoes on. I'm ready.
No, you ma'am,
Yeah.
sit down.
Yeah, but they not gonna watch us, Charlotte. They not gonna watch us eat, pray, love. They're not
No,
gonna
they're
do
not.
it.
Mm-mm.
No.
I just don't.
That's
Eat,
Julia
pray,
Roberts.
love. That's right. We need to eat, pray, love.
Yeah, we do that. We do it, but they
Yeah,
don't want to see it.
We
That's
do
what
it,
they gonna
yeah.
say.
yeah,
We feel
We
like maybe
people
that's
do
not
want
gonna
to see
sell.
it, but they gonna say that first. You
yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm. The 30, what is it? Waiting to Exhale just recently experienced its 30th
Yeah.
anniversary
Mm-hmm.
at the end of December. So we thought, well, let's review what it means here 30 years later from what we felt then, what we feel now by looking at these characters here. So we start off in the film introducing Bernie. Bernie is getting ready for her New Year's party with her husband. Let me tell you, as I watched this scene, you know what it reminded me of?
What?
It gave me Tyler Perry. Remember how she's getting ready to go? They're getting ready to go to that banquet, and he comes in and he tells her that he's going with somebody. Didn't he tell her something like that?
Oh yeah. Well, Tyler Perry has said how he weaves in bits and pieces of his favorite movies into his films. I love that.
This is total deja vu. I feel like this has happened before.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
she was like, well, I don't
She
really
was
want to
brushing
go.
that hair, honey. She was, and she was just like, she was talking to herself, like, this, like, because it's New Year's Eve, right? And she's like, this year, as she's doing her internal monologue to herself, she's like, this year, I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to do my, I'm not going to let, him tell me to set my dreams aside. Because she's like getting herself ready to have that conversation with him, and not want to go and be his, his arm candy in essence, kinda,
Mm-hmm.
and he comes in like, would you feel like okay about like not going? No, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I'm doing it for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then
You hit her with the heat.
yeah, this is where my conflict with this character starts immediately from the no punches. This is what you're gonna say to me? I'm brushing my hair.
Get ready for you. It's the total disrespect, right? Because like you could have really
I'm going to the party, just not with you.
I guess there's no appropriate time to tell you this, but I'm going to the party, just not with you. She, yes, she doesn't want to be alone tonight, and I was thinking, why should she be?
Yeah. And and I don't birth two babies by you, and you gonna tell me you don't think she should be alone tonight?
The disrespect. The disrespect. Yeah, I was
We
blown
coming
away.
to it, but Lord, she got my favorite scene. We'll talk about. I got three favorite scenes in this movie, and they all Bernadine scenes.
So we get introduced to Bernie's problem, Bernadette, when they call her Bernie, and then we move to Savannah, who is moving to town
Arizona.
for a new job.
For a new job.
She's taking a pay cut, so she believes in herself. So we know she is confident. She is, she's moving on her own. She's taking a pay cut, so she believes that she can do better. Even though, they're setting the tone, I guess, for these women. I think, like Bernie is a bit meek because she didn't, even though she may not have turned up at the party, she could have turned up right there in their dressing room or whatever in the bathroom, but she didn't, which I think says something maybe about who she is. And then Savannah's moving back, which says something about who she is, I think, and her confidence. And then who is Whitney Houston, and then Bernie is Angela Bassett. And then we see Robin alone on New Year's Eve with her dog and her cute workout outfit. That's what I was like. Because I think the way that they introduce you to the characters, kind of. Because next we see Gloria, and Gloria is in a scarf and a muumuu, and she is cooking a meal for her son. So she is completely different. Like, they both at home, but they different vibes.
Yeah, she want her son to stay home and chill with her.
Yeah. We can watch music. Listen, and then this time was so perfect. It was like the golden time because they had music videos. Do you remember? Because she was like, he can stay home with me and we can watch music videos. We used to wait at one point for a big music video to drop.
Right.
The imagery behind the songs is what made you love the songs even more. And the fact that she was cool with staying home on New Year's Eve with her son.
That's who she was.
That's who she was. She was a mama.
But look, she is also loaded him up with a full plate. He like, Mom, where am I going to eat?
I'm not going to eat this, Mama.
Like, listen, you see the outfit I have on. Can you comment on my outfit? I don't have time. Can you just make me a sandwich?
Yeah, a sandwich is all I need.
Yeah, I'm going to grab it and go.
Grab it and go. I got you full of soul food.
And listen, and a whole grown man plate. And that's like reminiscent of how we were, or how I know my parents, my mom, with fixing that meal plate. Their big meal plate, to serve them in some instance. And it's like, so she, we see a glimpse of their dynamic in that first scene, the layers of their dynamic.
Right.
And kind of like her codependency on her son. Right.
Yeah, it was a husband.
Because she's lonely.
Yeah.
And, the girls are out doing their own thing, but, we're not doing anything collectively. And so I'm by myself and I don't want to be by myself. So.
And you would tempt a grown man with a plate. So she tried it with him and he was like, nah, I'm good, Mom. Go ahead and hit these streets.
Yeah, you eat that and I'm out. Okay.
Then we see Savannah at a party. She is hated on by a bunch of married ladies, right? Are they looking at her like, who's she?
Not all of them were married, were they?
No,
some of them, they were like hungry. Clearly, who she thinks she is?
And why the hate? All she asked was, could she sit down at the table? And for my thing, when I resaw this scene, and that lady who was directly in front of her, the way that she literally scowled at her was like, "Are you serious, lady?
Yeah. Are we like this?
You gotta check them because they're the ones looking like they hungry for me." I just asked, "Could I have a seat?"
And they in unison said,
"Oh,
yes,
please,
like, sit." In chorus. Okay, everybody was with it.
For me, I would be like, okay, never mind. I see a seat over there because you all are creepy.
Y'all creepy. Okay, so then she meets Lionel, and then that's interrupted, right? And she ends up going home, and so we have then been introduced to all the main characters, and pretty much I think their challenges, right? Yeah, Bernie's about to get a divorce. What is it? I think this is what I was trying to figure out. I think basically maybe she's saying the other three are challenged in their relationship, in their lives in some way, like they're missing something, or they feel like they're missing something.
Well, I mean, Savannah was entertaining an old relationship, but he was married.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Robin.
Yeah.
Significant other her love interest in the film was that played by Leon. His name was Russell. Remember, Russell had another woman too. And then with Gloria, who just was oblivious because she had so much vested in her son, didn't really pay attention to the fact that her first love interest, played by the ever so fine Giancarlo Esposito, was
Carlo.
he ain't know he was gay back in the day, and didn't know he was that day. She ain't know. And I mean, that right there, remember, this was the time where Oprah Winfrey had kind of opened the lid on Down Low Men with her interview of, what was his name? He wrote the book, Elin Harris. She interviewed Elin Harris. And that like had us looking at everybody sideways, like, no. So Gloria definitely had some issues, you know.
Yeah, and we were in a time for sure with black men with those flowy linen suits. Them big wide leg pantsuits and those pops of color. And I mean, it was kind of hard to detect that at time because I mean, you see a man walking down the street and his pants leg is blowing in the wind. I mean, you don't know if he like you or he like something else, something you don't like. You know
okay.
So we were at a time where we at that point we didn't know who was what,
who liked who,
who liked what,
who liked what.
And I felt so bad for Gloria because I felt like she knew it, but she was so lonely and just needed some type of attention or affection that it was okay. It was okay.
And he was a little stank with it too. Like
he was.
He was still liking girls a while ago, but now I don't even like girls anymore.
Now I don't even like them. You know, could you not tell that the way when we were together last time? Could you not?
He couldn't get it up or something.
I didn't respond to you. He was stank. He was stank with it. I was like,
girl, get up, girl, get up. Get up. No.
Okay. So we find that they all are like shortchanging themselves.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They're shortchanging themselves, right? Because they could easily say, no, I'm not dealing with you. But they are. But okay, but first we find out that we at Gloria's salon, and Gloria and Robin find out about Bernie's divorce, about the husband leaving her. And then we go to her and she's in there mad as hell. Well, first she's sad because I think she goes from sad
to mad.
I think she was shocked because I mean, she stayed in her robe for what, like 3 days?
Yeah, because her boy was like, "Oh, I saw your girl at the store. I had to take her home. She came in the store. I was like, oh yeah,
the hairdresser.
Yeah."
And then here go the girls to the rescue, calling, what's going on? You know, what's going on?
Yeah, they call her, and Robin about to go off. Gloria like, girl, just chill out. Not in front of all these young ears. That's what people used to be like, not in front of the babies.
I know.
Right? But she's at home, and she was like, I did this for so many years. I didn't use my degree. I was supposed to start my catering business. You told me to wait.
He was. You get to thinking about that thing.
Yeah, he was counting. But this is my thing, I guess, is so many times you shrunk. So many times you said, And you could have said, I'm starting my catering business. But you know what I'm saying? She mad at him, but really, is you mad at him? Is you mad at yourself?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, as she's figuring it out, is this one of your favorite scenes, Tasha? Will she go ahead?
Yes, it actually is. You know, from a therapeutic standpoint, I'm thinking about the fact that depression begins with anger turned inwards. She's very, very upset with him, but she's even more upset with herself. And so you watch her carrying that little wagon. You know what I'm saying? You want me to be the background of your foreground.
Don't start it right now. Wait 1, 2, 3 years. I need you to be the fucking background of my foreground. 732. The number of times we made love. I remember when that bastard told me he was counting right after 51.
The
He
more
was
you get to thinking about that thing.
Yeah, he was counting. But this is my thing, I guess, is so many times you shrunk. So many times you said, and you could have said, I'm starting my catering business. But you know what I'm saying? She mad at him, but really, is you mad at him? Is you mad at yourself? But anyway, as she's figuring it out, is this one of your favorite scenes, Tasha? Will she go ahead?
Yes, it actually is. You know, from a therapeutic standpoint, I'm thinking about the fact that depression begins with anger turned inwards. She's very, very upset with him, but she's even more upset with herself. And so you watch her carrying that little wagon. You know what I'm saying? You want me to be the background of your foreground. You know what I'm saying? Making my kids go to the school with only two other black kids in there. I mean, all of the things. No, Bernadine, just wait. Don't start your catering business right now. You know, wait 1, 2, 3. And then, you know, at that point, it's bubbling over. And that's when you find yourself, you know, I find myself ready to do something destructive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking how much I identified with her back then. And that's where I find myself in a lot of my favorite movies like this one. Yeah.
So that's she went from sad to doggone, because what happened was she went into that closet, honey, and she cleaned it out. She cleaned everything out. So I got you. Yeah, she went from out of anger, inner anger, and that's where we went from there. Okay. Now we go to again, because I think we just keep seeing how she's showing us, I guess. I definitely think Terry McMillan is saying something about Black women and relationships and how we are. Because at first, I think during that time, I was thinking, because I think she was getting a lot of flack for, I guess, her perception of Black men.
She did.
But now I'm thinking maybe it's the perception of us, because
I think she had a good eye on both. Because it ain't like what she portrayed in her books and what was portrayed in that movie wasn't true.
It wasn't true. But it is like if you allow yourself, like, okay, so Robin next is with Michael. Michael has all the signs of absolutely not.
So
why we didn't like Michael?
Because Michael did not come in the package that she wanted Michael to be in.
And okay, go ahead.
And I felt so bad for him in that moment because he really liked her. I think he really liked her.
You think he would have been great for her, but he wasn't good in bed.
Why did he act like that in the meeting? Why did he do that?
That was after she had already snubbed him.
Yeah, and he got to do his job.
Oh, she had snubbed him? Okay. Because I didn't know she snubbed him because I thought
he couldn't work the middle because his thing was too little.
She gave him a second chance. She gave him a second chance, remember?
But she didn't. She snubbed him again. Like, I think his problem was his packaging. He just did not look the way that she wanted him to look.
Right.
And he was nerdy and
He was
bumbling.
awkward.
And that just wasn't what she wanted, because when she was able to verbally tell him what she wanted, she said she felt like silk. But then why wouldn't you bring him around? Why wouldn't you try to pursue something with him further? And to me, I think it was just because he wasn't packaged. He wasn't tall, dark. And that's what I think. Because I think Robin was shallow. She was very shallow.
She had a lot to learn.
And she did, because she was the youngest of them. And she did. She had a lot to learn.
Okay.
Fast track to the executive, role that she was in. I mean, she had learned a lot, I think, on the professional side, but when it came down to, and that could also be true of a lot of women, we concentrate I know particularly of my generation, because we were not socialized or raised to pursue relationships. Me and Tam were just talking about this the other day. We were raised to take care of ourselves. My daddy showed me how to change oil. He showed me how to change a tire, my filters, all of that stuff, how to read a map, which we had to read maps in my day, if you were on long road trips, because there was no such thing as a GPS.
Right.
And then, we went to undergrad and then graduate school. And there's a reason now why Black females are the most educated subgroup in the entire country. We've been socialized to be as such, you know, and then you look at Robin and the fact that, she has a very good corporate job and she is killing it, but she is like a dumb blonde when it comes to men, She
is. But I do think, some of the things as I rewatched this scene, so like you said, she didn't, like you said, Kim, she didn't like him. Why let this man in your bedroom if you don't even like him? But she was thinking, because he doesn't satisfy her, then at first, then like you said, she guides him. But that's only before he then softens and says, "What do you want?" She says, "I want the house, I want the car, I want the whatever." She want the Black woman anywhere, anybody who wants to settle down, kind of dream. I want the house, I want
he had all of that to offer.
All of that.
Okay.
All of that.
But then she says, I think in her head, I felt like she was imagining he could be that person. But it wasn't like he was that person. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't think she was even willing to explore it. I don't think she really gave Michael a chance. I don't think she
get that, because there's some people you be like, absolutely not, don't touch me.
I don't think, and even though he could have provided her with everything on her list,
so he cannot touch me. I do not like him.
He wasn't packaged the way that she wanted him to be packaged.
So I think that's no problem with that. I got no problem with that.
And to go back to why would she allow him? That was her in between time. She was in between. Russell wasn't doing what he needed to do or wasn't around at the time, and she's young. That was her.
Young? She wasn't young.
I mean, she was younger than the others in the group, and she was younger. At least she acted very younger.
Weren't they in their like 30s?
But
they were in their early 30s.
Yeah,
but she was in between. I think he was just an in between, something that just kind of
he was in between.
Yeah, scratch the itch, and we could see how it rolled. But
it rolled.
Well, I mean, she was trying to get over.
Yeah,
Russell. Because Russell was in and out. He was there and then he wasn't there. And as soon as, responsibility showed its face, or, he wanted the benefits of the relationship without any of the responsibility of it. And when it showed up, he would just dip. But she was sprung because she was attracted to him physically.
She was, and that's why I guess I'm like, is McMillan making this point of her choices, right? Because if you know this guy is not what you're into, and I guess because I know I've done that, I made a list. He needs to have this, 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 and this. And he's got all of these things. He got the job. He got the benefits. He got a car. He got a house. Okay, in high school, he wear Cool Water. He wear Tommy Figure. You know what I'm saying? The list changed.
Yeah.
Wear
The
cool
list had
clothes.
drastically
The
changed 30 years
water.
later, honey.
Cool water and yeah.
Cool water
Because
was the fragrance.
it was the fragrance.
Downfall. Mine
Preferred
was
fragrance for
downfall.
men.
Oh my gosh, that was my
Not cool.
downfall.
Yeah. On the neck. On the neck.
Oh my. Oh, honey.
The
Mhm.
cool water on the neck. That's what I'm saying. I just guess I'm thinking, okay, for myself, I had made lists.
Mm-hmm.
Right. In high school, I have a list, a checklist of what I think qualifies to be a good man.
I never did a list.
You never
I
made a
did.
list? I remember in high school English.
I did a list.
Like I need a list, and he needs to have these, and I don't. And that was okay. So it's like Robin. It's a shallow list.
Well, I mean, okay, so at that point, I'm remembering so many years of wanting to have the dream that Robin wanted, the house, the cars, the eating out, 2-3 nights a week and, great sex and all of those kinds of things. And then getting to the point where, we're around 34, 35, 36. And the mantra is, you got to like who like you.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It changes,
Yeah,
right? You be like, okay,
changes.
now I'm changing my thing, my standards or
And
my
that's
whatever.
where Michael steps in.
Yeah.
So she gave it a shot, and it didn't work right.
It didn't work.
At that point.
It didn't work.
No.
And I think that probably was her growth in this movie, because she did kind of grow up a little bit more. She got a little bit more mature.
Mhm.
But during that time, I know I had a list. I was dating the person that I thought at that point, my high school sweetheart was going to be my husband. I was cool with not having any other experiences but my experience with this person. And this person, and I remember writing my list in my senior book. Like,
so y'all wrote
about
this.
a few years, we're going to be this. Yeah. In a few years, we're going to be this, and we're going to be that, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, and we're going to have this, and we're going to have that. And when life started lifing, and then growth started happening, and you start seeing things because you're not as dumb as you were when you were 17, as you were at 21 or at 18, and you start seeing things, and you're like, well, really,
Can I have it?
Can I actually have it?
Have this?
Do I even want it? And is this person really the one that's supposed to give it to me?
I mean, yeah. And trying to so that's why I guess I guess I sympathize with Rob, because I've done that. I dated this dude, it wasn't even a dating situation. It was just a situationship where he was good. Where I felt like, okay, because I had moved from the no good baby daddy. Okay, now I know I need someone who works. I need someone not allergic to working.
Right.
And so I found this firefighter guy. Okay, he worked. He go to work. He got a nice job.
Firefighter's crazy.
Right, that's what I found out. Non-committal, at least to me, but still trying to force it in there. But it was my fault, right? Because he told me, he didn't lie. He said, I'm not looking for a relationship, but me kind of like, okay, I'm still. So I guess I'm looking at it now with, okay, yeah, I could have said, this dude, I keep running into dudes that don't want to commit. Or I could say, why I keep messing with this dude that don't want to commit. You know what I'm saying? It's just the choices, I guess. And I'm just like, Robin, I don't know. Maybe she backed up off of Michael. It was her choice to back up off of Michael or whatever. But she did, like you said, try. She tried something.
But, and this brings up a point too, the waiting part. Because was it so bad to wait? Was it so bad to just take a little bit of time
and say,
while Russell is doing whatever, to kind of focus on why you letting him do whatever you want to do over here?
Because I think we got that now. It wasn't as clear then. So I mean, I'm thinking this 30 years ago, we've had, in addition to the emergence of Black cinema, having novels turned into movies, and this kind of awakening to, hey, y'all, we over here and we are very interesting, to also I'm thinking this was the movement of self-improvement as well, because we saw these women that were doing well for themselves economically, but emotionally they were still found wanting.
Yeah, they weren't doing
so
well.
You got Iyanla Van Zandt, you got Dr. Robin, you have all of these famous, thanks Oprah, psychologists and counselors and therapists that are out here now getting the word like, hey, you don't have to be like this. You could take some time, and if you want to wait to exhale, you need to consider what that means. I mean, physiologically, you're starving yourself if you're waiting to exhale. Because your body needs oxygen. So if you holding your breath, what exactly are you waiting on, and how long can you sustain yourself while you're doing
without
it?
exhaling? Waiting.
So learning how to answer that question, I think, started with movies like this, and then looking at these individual characters and then ourselves.
For sure.
Okay. So moving forward, are we gonna move forward, I guess, to when you decide, okay, maybe I am changing, because we see, I think, do they go out for, no. Better herself. She took a pay cut to better her. Oh, no, we see Bernie goes to visit Savannah, so she tells her about the divorce. That's when we see Dave visits Gloria, and she sees him for the first time or whatever. He says, "You're looking healthy." She should have slapped him then. He said,
because he was throwing shade.
Like, you didn't have to. You didn't have to. Why you say that?
When I rewatched that exchange, when I saw it in 95, loved it. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. She is so cute. He is so cute. The way he was looking at her and everything like that. Then when I went over there, when I rewatched it recently, and she went over there, she being nosy. What you know about them people? What it is? That was Gregory Hines' character, right? That's what you're talking about?
No. I'm talking about when
she's talking about Giancarlo Esposito's character.
Oh Lord,
he comes over.
Yeah, her baby daddy.
We'll get there.
He says,
remember, they went to college together.
Yeah.
That's how they met. Okay,
that's how they met.
And I felt so bad for her. I just felt awkward.
I felt awkward. Yeah, you felt bad. And he said, "I used to be bisexual, but I've finally come out now, whatever." And she still didn't dismiss his ass. She still should have cussed him out. But then we see she's still like,
hey, nigga, I need to go get checked.
Yeah. Literally.
You should have got cussed out there too.
And then he was nasty about it. He was like, and I'm going to be here to so-and-so, and I will only speak to him or her, the son or something. He said something real slick to her again. I'm like, bye. Because he don't want to see you no way. He don't want to see you.
Yeah. Or the son.
And he don't want to see his son.
No, she should have dismissed him too. Okay, so we did again further, I guess, emphasizing the point, the growth we hope they have by the end of the story.
She was giving desperate.
She was.
It was. And we were like, girl, no. Okay, so then we see Bernie at the Love's hangover sale, which I thought that was hilarious, because this is what Bernie is like.
Everything.
He's even better in the book, but I mean, they did exceptionally well in portraying that in the movie.
Everything $1.
Everything the kids dropped. It's okay.
It only cost a few $1,000s. Yeah. It was your father's.
But she's moving through her trauma. She's moving through the trauma of the healing, the anger, the depression, the basically at this point, acceptance, right? Because he has,
I think she's still operating in trauma at this point.
He's still operating in trauma.
$1, everything you got.
Some skis.
What? Why are we selling?
You know how much skis cost?
$1.
But
they were expensive back then.
$1.
Not yet. And look,
you caught that sale, you caught you a bargain.
You got to come up that day. You was.
That man buying them skis was like, what?
You gotta know. When you know how you call people at that point, during that time, people would call and be like, "Oh yeah, so they're doing a garage sale over here in this community. You may want to come over." I'm not calling nobody. Listen, I'm racking up. Give me them dollars, please. I want the stereo system for $1. How much I owe you? By $15? Okay, let me go ahead and take this whole.
Let me get all of this.
You got a Fabergé egg. You got your Fabergé egg for $1. Give me that Fabergé egg. Let me get that.
Okay. Yeah.
I want it all.
But look, this how we know she's still in her trauma, because how she go come in the meeting and I forgot she slapped the girl.
Baby, that's my second favorite scene.
She deserved that. Because who you talking to? And why you in my face?
Why you in my face? And then you gonna put me out, Joe? That's what I was like.
Oh, you gonna put me out?
She was ready to fight then. You gonna put
me out? I gave you your job, Jeff.
Joe was like, I don't want that smoke. I don't want none of that smoke. Keep Joe back.
That's what you call slapping the taste out of somebody's mouth.
Period. Because her, she had a little bob. The little chick had a little bob. Her whole hair went like, pew, pew.
You can see it. The whole cut.
Like, crossed her
you
whole
can see the
face.
whole cut, the layers.
Kelly, Travolta, whatever your name was, Jenny, whatever, Becky, whatever you were, whatever your name was in this film.
She caught a bad one.
I know she slapped the piss out of you.
You know she
did.
Honey.
Help her. Go ahead and put an ice pack on her face. Get on up out of here.
Okay.
Now let me talk to you. Let me let you know what's going on.
You get some too. And he didn't do anything. He ain't called nothing. And so we know.
Because he knew.
He knew, but I feel like that's Bernie coming up out of her meekness, right? Because she's no longer meek now. She burning clothes. She's selling clothes. She is coming back to her
slapping hoes.
Yeah, slapping hoes. She coming back to herself, loving herself. I feel like I deserve better than this. I feel like that's, even though it's coming out in a bit of anger, but still, it's some fight back. So,
I'm not gonna let you just roll over me and just let you roll over me what you think you think I should have, and I'm trying to raise your children, and then you're gonna tell me sell the house. What the? Who was you talking to? Who was you talking to?
Yeah. Because it ain't like you ain't got it, and it ain't like I did. Because that's why I think too, some women might have shortchanged themselves and thought, well, I'm not making any quote unquote money, whatever. So I don't deserve this house. I don't deserve. But she was standing on, I deserve this. I helped you build this. I deserve this house. She didn't back down on that, and I like that. I like that she played that strong sense of love.
Some people done been through so much. They just like, you know what? I don't even want it. You can have it.
Right. Some people, maybe for her kids, because they were so young. Maybe she was like, I don't know. But it was good to see her standing on it, though.
Yeah, it was. It was.
And how it came out in the end. Yes,
how it came out in the end. Yeah. So they go through. Okay, so I think what's her name? Gloria continues to understand that her son is growing up as he catches him with the white girl giving him a blowjob. Because I think that I feel like because he wants to leave, he wants to do the up with the people. Is that what it is?
With the people? Yes.
I think she was even unaware
of Gloria
because.
Yeah, she didn't know how Marvin really felt about her.
Yeah, I don't think she got it. I don't think she got it until the very end.
You know why I don't agree? Because she sashayed herself over there when she saw that truck. Now she was out of the
over there to be nosy.
She was cute, Kim. I looked at that scene. Her face was beat. She went out there in a cute skirt and heels. She when we saw her on New Year's Eve, she was in a muumuu and a scarf. When she went across that street, she was cute.
Yeah.
She was cute.
I hope he's not watching me walk away.
But she was clueless. I still think that it was a level of
she was throwing out bait.
Because she was like, who them people is? She just came over there like a nosy neighbor. Like,
she came out there as a cute nosy neighbor. She didn't come out there looking raggedy. She did not come out there.
Now, I mean, just thinking about who Gloria is. Gloria is a hairstylist. Yeah. And typically, when she's in her own space, she is fly.
Yeah, she
All
is.
of them are.
They are.
And so I didn't get that necessarily when she, because she had been to church. So she was looking good.
That day,
I think.
Yeah,
Yep.
because she had offered him some food or whatever.
She did offer her some food, but I
Some
just thought
Sunday
that
dinner. Mm-hmm.
she
So
said
I mean, that could have been the reason why she was
could have
looking
been.
cute.
Yeah,
You know,
Could have
I don't
been.
think she put her face
on
on
for him.
because she didn't go over there knowing that he was a
But
widower.
yeah.
I don't think so because it says I
She
have
went
they
over there
all
being
leave
nosy.
church. I have they all leaving church in bright, beautiful colors. Then I have the husband comes to drop off the kids and meets
Mm-hmm.
Bernie, and then Robin comes to pick her up. Troy meets Robin. So you think that's all in the same day?
No.
No.
Uh-uh.
I
No,
just
Robin
think
meets
Gloria.
Troy a little bit later
Yeah,
on.
Right.
I think Gloria. I think she just presents herself the way that she presents herself.
Mm-hmm.
She looks good, even in when she's doing hair. She's
She
dressed.
looks
She
good.
looks good. Her
Mm-hmm.
hair is done. I just think it was just a normal day. She may have gotten off work. It may have been a Sunday. I'm not really. I can't really remember. But when she went over there, her intentions were not to be flirty, but her intentions were to be nosy because she
I don't
went over
think
there to
so.
see who them people was, who the people
Mm-hmm.
was in, what you know about them. And because even when he said, when she made the, which most, big woman, as big as I am,
Right, she was
Mm-hmm.
flirting. She was trying to see what he gonna
she
say.
was flirting then when she was like talking to him, but then she's like, as big as I shouldn't even eat it as big as I am. And then when he was like, well, I like a little woman, I like a woman with a little.
Meet him about. Yeah, my wife had. Yeah.
It quickened her heart. It quickened her because she got nervous. She got
Yeah.
nervous and she was like, okay, well, I, get my son Tyreek to come over and whatever and bring it over to you. And then when she turned, she was walking, she
switched.
was nervous because this is new to her. She's been out of the game for so long. She don't know
Mm-hmm.
like how to flirt, like how she
Are
needs.
you kidding me? You didn't see her switch away? Is she
I
switching
think she
away?
figured it out in that exchange, though.
I
It
don't
wasn't
believe
like a plan, like, oh, he fine. I'm finna go over here and get in his business.
I think she did.
She went to get in the
Yeah. She
business.
said, what do you know about the wife? Because she
Yeah.
asked about that.
Yeah.
She
approached him as if he was the mover, not as if he was the person moving in.
She was.
What about his wife?
Well, she died a couple of years ago. But this is one of the many precious items that she bought for him that I'm making sure don't get broken.
Nice. Why is he trusting you with it?
I'm Marvin King. Yeah, your new neighbor. I just phoned her.
Oh,
Nice to meet you, Gloria.
nice to meet you. Well, I'd just like to welcome you and your family to the neighborhood.
Thank you.
Unpacking. It could be hard work. Well, to be honest, I don't have no business eating it myself, big as I am.
Yeah, well, my wife was a big woman. I like that. I like a woman with a little meat on the bones.
Being nosy. She was trying
being
to figure
nosy.
out.
She went over there to be nosy, not to, be like, oh, let me go talk
I
to this
don't know.
brother.
I don't agree. I still think she was trying to feel like, is you the husband? And if you the husband, because I don't think she was going to directly say, is this your home? Are you married? So me, I guess, knowing like people like my mama, older black women, they going to find a way to ask you without being nosy.
But do you remember this from the book, though? From the book, I think you get a better perspective of her intention. And that's kind of, I think, where some of my background information is coming from.
Okay.
Because in the book, she is characterized as a nosy neighbor.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's not, I think that it changed once the conversation got going. It changed and it got her nervous. And she started to see kind of what it was or what was happening, the flirtation, subtle flirtation. But I still think that she just didn't get it because even if we go on in the movie when she says they were having that thing about him being with the people, and he was like, you come over here, you fix things, you spend time, you give me advice and stuff. I would think you would be on my side. Still, I'm thinking she's not getting the fact that he's over there spending time and fixing things as a way of because now everybody's talking about what's your acts
I
of
thought she
love.
did get it. That's why I thought she asked him to
I don't
intervene.
think she got it until that when it was raining. That's
When
she
it was
finally got
raining
it.
and they had the disagreement about Tariq
Yeah.
going off, because he could instantly see that she was far too attached to her son, and that she was blocking him
Right.
from a once in a lifetime opportunity because of that attachment. But
Right.
if you remember in the book, Gloria's got a whole lot of stuff she's dealing with. She has a heart attack in the book. She goes through a whole period of time where she's reeling from that revelation from her son's father. And so that interchange with Marvin when she meets him, that's more of Gloria just being who she was characterized as in her own space, not as like the anchor of that friend group, but Gloria as, I'm going to see what's going on out here, and let me go over here and see who this is moving in, because she didn't want anybody of any bad influence. See if they got some kids that I don't want nobody messing with my son, all that kind of stuff. So that's her frame
of mind,
when
frame
she
of
goes
thinking.
to meet him.
Okay.
She's not going thinking she's going to potentially meet a love interest, and even as they're talking to each other, he's clearly interested and she's entertaining him, but she doesn't think Gloria thinks she's overweight and unattractive. And her initial response to her son's father, she thinks it's because of how she looks.
Yeah, in her way.
Right, but I think you can still have that and still be hoping that maybe they are attracted to you. So I'm wondering, was she shy and wondering, and then he's like reciprocated, so she's warming up, I guess, to it.
In that exchange or over time?
In that exchange. I think she's warming up to, especially when he lets her know, my wife was a lady who was a big lady. So I like ladies who have meat on their bones. Yeah. So then I think she's like, okay, I'm in friendly territory here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I think she does have that revelation at that point that he thinks women that look like me are attractive.
Right, he likes women like me or whatever. So
and that made her nervous. I think it made her nervous because she didn't
oh, I hope he's not watching me walk away.
Yeah, because that is like
it,
it's like the first step.
Yeah. Like to be flirty. Yeah. And like now in 2026, I can identify to her because I don't know when somebody trying to flirt with me. Like,
because I think, and I'm like, if you've been out of practice for so long, because there's some people who practice it regularly. Like I think I saw a TikTok with this lady, it was an older lady in her 70s, and she was flirting with this young little guy. It was her granddaughter filming her. Like it was a young guy stocking the shelves. And she just made a little cute comment to him or whatever. And I was like, see, this lady practices flirting. She wasn't gonna try to, catch the little young guy, but it was still, that's just in her nature. And I was like,
I don't practice. And so I feel like I would relate to, I would be clueless as to flirt.
Would you see it? Like, would you recognize it?
I don't think I would recognize it. And let me give you this quick example. So I just recently, during the Christmas break, went to a function, had saw somebody that I thought was attractive. The person who was in my group also knew that person, came over, was having a conversation with them. And at one point I went to introduce myself and say hello. It's just normal. And while we were having a conversation, because I was telling the person, the male, how good they were doing, whatever, because I had seen them do something. And I'm still holding the hand, right? And I'm having this conversation, but I'm still holding the person's hand, the male's hand. And I'm like, okay. So then the conversation started. It was like maybe like 2 minutes of just like holding the hand. Like, after it was done, went back, relived my day, reflected on my day, and was like, oh my gosh, was I flirting? Because I was like just literally holding it while I was talking. And I was like, did they think I was flirting with them? He is attractive. And like my whole thing was like, did this person think I was flirting? Because I never let go of his hand. He didn't let go of my hand either. But was it flirting? Was it not flirting? I don't even know.
Well,
it hits me like that. It does. I was in a grocery store. This was some months ago, and this very handsome. He looked like he might have been Cuban, but he was talking. I was picking some avocados, and he just came over and started talking to me about this, that, and the other. And it was just a regular conversation to me. And then I walked away. I was like, "Ooh."
Maybe he was flirting with me.
I think he was trying to talk to me. And I was like, oh well.
I like him right like this.
I wasn't looking for nobody no way.
Yeah,
what I'm saying? I'm just picking my avocados, baby, because I want me some guacamole.
Yeah. And these kind of experiences can be experiences where this is like the first time you met. Like this. And for me, I'm traditional, I'm old school, can I get your number or something?
Yeah, you got to tell me.
You got to tell me.
I'm flirting with you.
I don't know.
But it's like trauma. Like you said, the waiting has become trauma because I know after I had Jalia, there was like a 2 to 3 year period because it didn't end the way I expected it to end. Here I was, a single mother, and we were even though there's no way we could have gotten married because he was totally not the marrying kind. But in my head, we were supposed to get married and have the baby and have a family, and it didn't work out like that. And so I then took myself off the market. Like I wasn't even radar, wasn't even, like when you like 16, 17, you out and about looking for where they at. You know what I'm saying? As I look at Juicy and her friends, sometimes when they would get together, I was like, I remember those days where you were like, I am strictly dressing for the dudes. Like I am out here trying to see what I can attract. Like that wasn't even on my radar. And when I remember I was working at the credit union, and one of the tellers would be like, you are missing dudes are flirting with you and you're not picking it up. She was like, that dude just tried to say you 10, 20, 40, 60.
And have a good day.
You need an envelope with that? Thank you. Next. I was like, really? She was like, you are just like, but that's when I was like, oh, I didn't even realize I was just, what is it? Tunnel vision.
Tunnel vision.
For I'm just going to take care of my daughter and get through the day. And I'm not even, so I get, some of that Gloria too with the tunnel vision or whatever. Okay, so everybody, as we move through everybody, they begin, I think, to have their kind of transformations. Bernie does the big cut, which is obviously she's moving forward. Robin kind of understands what Troy is about.
Complete
she didn't get it at first.
Time.
She didn't get it at first. It was a waste of time.
Robin is notorious, and I found myself in Robin. She is notorious for giving the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes you just can't do that.
Sometimes you can't do that. Yeah. You think he stole my wallet? You think he was
yeah. He is on cocaine. You saw them doing cocaine at the party he took you to. Yes, he stole your wallet. And yes, he's going to steal more if you stay with him.
Yeah, he's going to steal your life and your time and your, Yeah.
You know what? So going back to Gloria meeting Marvin, I have in my notes that she exhales. There's a moment in that, and I wondered if I have in my notes that I wonder if the exhaling was, I finally found somebody I like. You know what I'm saying? Like you can meet people who like you, but it's like a rare occasion to find somebody you actually like back. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's you, but you like.
Well, there's several points where you see the women exhaling throughout the movie, like with Savannah, she breathes out, and it's it's deliberate, and you can see it after she meets and dances with the guy at the New Year's Eve party.
Yeah.
And as soon as she exhales, here comes Lionel Kenny-Moore. Lionel, you said I've been waiting to dance with you all night. And so like these moments where they exhale in the movie, you see, okay, you can let that breath go. But then you don't know what's coming behind that breath.
Yeah, it's like, so, which is a good question. Like, you don't hold your damn breath. You need to you need to constantly be in the sense of I'm okay, I'm fine. I'm in the space of having what I need, I think, or I'm open to receive or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And I think for Gloria when she exhaled at that point, I think the curiosity and the potential for something new was a reason for her to exhale. Because I think that she had
that's what I want to say.
A routine that the potential of something new allowed her that opportunity to exhale.
Right. Yeah. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah. Like, okay, I see it. What I prayed for, at least it may not be what I want right now, but there's some potential that it could happen, which is refreshing.
I think it's refreshing, and it's also frightening, because we hadn't talked a whole lot about Savannah's character, but Savannah is still, operating on the wish factor too, with her
mama blessings.
You know what I'm saying? And her mom is co-signing on the BS.
Yeah, her mama is co-signing on BS. So
you know what I'm saying? So you have all of this pressure from, her mother, who she, holds in the highest esteem and reveres and cares for. But at the same time, your mama boosting you up to go and mess with this dude who is very married.
Yeah. Which,
with a child, and has a baby.
And one on the way.
And one already.
Remember, that's when she finally got it. That's when she finally got it. When she was like, yeah.
And I just don't understand, from the mother's perspective, why would you want your child to settle for not a full breath of this man, to be a full part of this man's life, but to only be an option or a part of this man's life that's hidden? Why would you want that?
Because her mama
I think, sometimes these mamas, sometimes they get caught up. These men are clever. They are clever at persuasion. And sometimes when you don't cut them off and cut them off from your family, they still have the same influence they had from when they made those impressions, however long ago it was. That was his way in through the mom.
And I was so disappointed in her mom. I spoke to Kenneth the other day, I saw Kenneth the other day, or something like that. And I'm like, lady, I'm not with him. So you ain't with him.
Yeah, right. So there was
don't talk to my ex.
She didn't get that, and that was so disappointing for me. It was disappointing then, and it's even more disappointing now, because I'm like, why would you even want that for your child?
I also thought about, like, okay, so she's obviously, operating off of her mama's consent, but obviously her mother has showed, I think Terry McMillan is saying something about mothers setting a standard for what you accept. And her mother is consenting to this. So she is willing to give it a try, because my mama's saying, it's okay. And I can say I have had to fight through things that, my own mama has consented, and be like, okay, well, I don't think that's true. Like, I know when I cut my hair and didn't want to wear it, straight or whatever, my mama was like, you ain't gonna find no dude that's gonna love you with that nappy hair.
I think hair, for our parents, particularly for when they were
generation.
Born.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because my dad did not, and I used to wear my hair really, really short all the time.
Short hair.
Back when I did wear a relaxer, and he did not like it. He raised sand every single time.
Yeah.
He believed the one was supposed to have long hair.
Long hair, yeah. Nobody gonna love you like that. Yeah.
Don't cut it, And there are a lot of men who still think that way.
So and that's when you have to say, you're not for me. Okay, if you don't want me with my hair when it's nappy or when it's straight, then you're not for me. If you don't want my hair when it's long or when it's short, then you're not for me. Instead of taking on the notion, nobody is going to love me unless I am this way. So I think that's what maybe Terry McMillan is saying, how we can take on things from our parents, and then we got to work through them. So she got to work through this here. No, mama, I don't want to be hanging on maybe like her mama did for no married man or whatever, or I'm not going to put up with this. If he wants to come to me, he got to be divorced from this lady. And she didn't contemplate that one time. That's not one time.
She broke the cycle. Because that was her mother's story with their father. He was with someone else, and the mama just kind of sat around hopelessly waiting on him. And that was the story of her life. And she was encouraging Savannah to repeat that.
Yes, and I may have to accept the fact that I may live alone for the rest of my life. It ain't too late, Savannah. He's begging on his damn knees and you letting him get away. Mama, do you hear me? I have a job. I have friends. I have interests that you don't even ask about. Because only one thing counts with you, Mama. With any damn woman, unless they lying to themselves. Well, I'm being honest with myself, Ma. I'm smart, I work hard, and I'm a good person. Ma, if I allowed myself to think like you, I guess I'd be a dead woman. Ma, you should be proud. I'd rather live alone than crawl up behind some two-timing loser like Kenneth. He's a good man, Savannah. A good man. He's just in a bad situation right now, and he's trying to get out of it. Mama, I tell you what, why don't you fucking marry him then?
Read the story, She was like, maybe it'll work out or whatever, because he was a man who had money, right? So she was like, okay, he can help you or whatever. And her mama didn't have money. So, and I think she felt like that too, because remember, she was like, Mama, you don't have any money, I'll send you some money or whatever. So it was like, she like, oh, we still got a long way to go, kind of, or whatever. But I felt like, Savannah's story too was one where she seemed like she had it together. But behind the scenes, we're like, no, she ain't got it all together. Like her job-wise.
Yeah. I think she had her mind made up about what she wanted. And I think, what we experienced with her was seeing how, the influence of a parent, because we don't see her discussing Kenneth a lot with the girls. There's a conversation that she has with Savannah, with Robin, and they go to the water park and whatnot. But we don't see her discussing a whole lot about Kenneth, because I think, inherently, how do you go to your best friend and say, oh, I'm messing with a married man? So we don't see a whole lot of it in the movie. But she, has a mindset of, I know what I want. And then we see her making a conscious decision against her mother's wishes to not pursue it in that way.
But Robin, of all people, I never would have thought it would have been Robin, of all people, would have convinced her. It ain't gonna work out, boo.
But I think that they shared something, because Robin was dating Russell.
Russell was married with somebody.
So I think she felt, because I feel like if she would have told Bernadette, then it would have been like Bernadette would have probably had a different response. Gloria would have had a different response. To it. But I think she felt safer with Robin to have that conversation, and through having that conversation, she was able to understand what was going on, and that, number one, this may not be what this is. I don't want to go through this again, and then, what if I end up pregnant, and then I'm pregnant and darn white pregnant, and he just, as charming and as smooth as he was, you
ain't about to make me wait a whole nother year. That was like, oh, she just told me she's pregnant.
And I just feel like this isn't the right time.
Nah,
I mean, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? She thinks that she's having a baby sister.
But she was always uncomfortable about it.
She was.
You know,
You
even
could tell she
after we
was.
see Kenneth come and you hear Faith Evans, you know, and they, you know, they have their love scene or making love scene and all of that. Afterwards, she is quiet and reflective. And she has the phone call with her mom, and she just like, yeah, yada yada yada. But she's thinking the entire time. She's not pleased with her own actions. And I think, you know, that's one of the things that we see between Bernadine and Savannah, that they are quietly introspective about where they are. When Bernadine meets Wesley Snipes' character, I can't remember what his name was, but when she meets him,
Is it John?
I think it was.
Was
I
it
can't
John?
remember.
It was a common name, I think. But either way.
But when she meets him initially, you know, she doesn't want to be bothered. But the way that he presents himself, you know, you could see that she is kind of checking the boxes like, okay, I want you to understand something. I'm in the middle of a nasty divorce. My marriage was supposed to work. I don't know why I'm here. I don't like it. And, you know, he is coming from a similar place, except his wife is slowly dying from cancer. And, you know, I think she's able to really kind of solidify, you know, a solid a friendship with him because of those places that they are in their lives. You know, I don't think she would have been able to make a connection like that at that time with any other man under any other circumstances, because that just fit. You know, they were both experiencing loss.
And I like how she didn't let him in. Like, I feel like sex, it says a lot, I guess, when it's on film. And I feel like for each of them, after they had sex, they felt the looks on their faces were regret or uncomfortable or awkward or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's the worst. After you done had sex, you were like, what did I just do?
Yeah, and see, we didn't see Gloria do that.
Why did I? You didn't see Gloria.
Deep in her, like, okay.
Did Gloria have sex?
No.
No, she didn't.
She tried with her gay.
Yeah, but she tried.
Baby daddy.
But
And
with
she-
Bernie, we see Bernie doesn't let, because I feel like that still, she had the most sense of self-love because she didn't give it up. She said it was like, she was like, nah, we can chill. We can lay here. To me, that's a sense of like boundaries of like, I don't know. I'm acknowledging, like you said, where I am. I'm not ready to move on into what she did with the, what's his name? With the football player, she did.
Oh yeah, I forgot she did get some from the football player. She said it was like watching paint dry.
She did say it was like,
You got my house, my children at home.
And so you already know from that scene, Savannah has a position on messing with the dude.
Yeah.
But then, you know, she over here talking about moving into a relationship with a married dude. And I'm like, okay, so that's why we really don't see a whole lot of Savannah talking about her stuff.
Right, yeah.
She, you know what I'm saying? She was right in the middle of her own.
She right, and they all,
they all were. And I think for Bernadette, I think even that scene between her and Wesley Snipes' character, I think there was, even though they didn't have sex, there was a level of intimacy there, and there was a level of them just opening up, not their bodies, you know, but just opening up their heart a little bit and their mind a little bit to have like this amazing conversation with someone to where they have impacted you so much that you will then, after y'all leave each other's presence, that you still, like, I'm still watching and I still love her, but I still need to tell you what that day, that night.
Oh, he wrote the most beautiful letter.
You're the only person in this world I ever knew I could tell this to. And even if this never finds you, and we never speak again, you've changed my life.
gosh.
That's why I was like, she is killing the game. She is making a strong comeback. Because you could go years without meeting somebody to be so kind and so nice. And she has made a comeback.
Yeah.
They may not have a relationship, but just to have a sweet, soft encounter. Like Bernie said, I thought I wrote it down, quote, she says, when he is talking about his wife and how he feels about her, the camera's like panning, I guess, you can see how she's looking. He's looking somewhere else, but she's looking at him. Like she's taking in how he's talking about his wife. And she says, someone felt that way about me too.
Once.
Yeah, but he stopped. And so it's like she's admiring what he's able to offer. And I was like, and when he writes that letter, he's like emotionally intelligent. He's able to communicate his feelings. I was like, she really like attracted a better one here. I don't know if it works out, but that's a nice little way to come off of a divorce, is to meet somebody like him, which is not bad.
Towards the end of the book, if I remember correctly, his wife does pass away. He lives on the other side of the country, and he is planning to move her way at that point, because she does start her business.
Okay.
And, there's a hint of there may be a kindling of something towards the end of
for them, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good. I was like, well, she landed another one.
Yeah.
Another good.
That's the first one, because that thing
the
she was
other guy,
married to was like a monkey.
All right, so let's wrap it up. So Bernie gets a divorce. She gets a nice settlement. She gets the house.
Lots of money. A second house.
A second house.
Vineyard.
A car. Gets one of the cars. Savannah leaves the married man, so she has her growth. She drops that. Robin ditches Russell and all the other duds, but now she is pregnant, so she has her growth. And then Gloria has grown in that she's let her son leave the nest, right? So they end New Year's Eve.
Accept some love for herself.
Yeah. So they end the movie with New Year's Eve. They all have their grown, right? They reached their growth, which I thought was good. Like they're not whatever perfect yet, but they have changed from where they started at the beginning.
And just like how I think someone makes reference to like how Sex and the City ended or not ended the series. But I love the fact that these women, each of them, have their growth and their peace restored collectively as a group of women supporting each other and individually. And it didn't have anything to do with the man.
True. Yeah.
Like,
Right. That's why I was
they
like,
could
that's true.
still exhale and love life and be great and awesome. And it's not dependent on if I'm in a relationship with someone,
right,
or my time trying to find someone, because I think sometimes Black women get in that race of either looking for somebody, waiting for somebody to find them, or being in relationships that are not beneficial to them. All because they don't want to be by themselves.
I remember a friend of mine, somebody I knew in college, and she said, and this is like, I guess, getting back to like the influence of like your elders. She was like we were talking about boys or whatever, and this is the first time, 'cause my mama ain't never said this. My grandma, nobody ever said this, but she would say her mom or grandma said, a piece of man is better than no man. Who said that? I ain't never heard that.
I've heard that.
I had never heard that. My mama grandma never said that. But I was like, the fact that you think a piece of man is better. But I do believe, some of us do believe, you have held on. I have held on because what am I going to do after this ends or whatever? Who am I? Identity, all of that or whatever. So, yeah.
I mean, and it's, 1990 was different time, but 2026 is a whole nother different time. And it's crazy out here to be in a space where you are single and it's the streets are bare. That's all I gotta say.
Don't say that. You got to speak positive.
Well, I'm positive
What?
that
Don't say the streets are bare.
well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? To go back with what Tasha said, you like who likes you, but I don't know. It's different. It's different. Like, people date, court. It's not the same. It's not the same.
No.
Than it was.
I like the excuse me, miss. When I think of it, I like the Luther Vandross, excuse me, miss. Yeah, I like that era or that energy.
It's like, hey, mom, bruh.
I know, like. I'm not in a place where I can really effectively comment on.
I mean, and I can say this because I just finished school and really it's contemplating getting back out there in the streets or just getting back out there period after such a long time. My son is about to turn 16 and it's like at this point in my life, do I even really want to like
I feel like I'm gonna want companionship. I'm gonna want twirl from somebody. I want twirl. I want somebody to be like twirl. Twirl. Touch your face.
I don't feel like being bothered.
Twirl for me, okay. Yeah.
Maybe I'll get there. But
maybe,
I have
maybe I'll get back there too.
So disappointed.
I don't know.
I want y'all to join me in the
twirl.
Yeah, twirl. Okay.
I do feel like I would like some companion. I do. I do. Looking at this now, rewatching Wait and Exhale, I do see glimmers of me and Gloria.
And Gloria, I can see that because when the kids.
Oh yeah. I'm Gloria, Robin, all mixed together. I've made so many bad choices with men.
Yeah.
I have made so many mistakes in missing opportunities, I think, and not recognizing like, oh, he did like me.
Yeah.
Or, end up with, when I really look back at what things have transpired in my life and like, I didn't realize he felt that way about me. And now I'm over here with this monkey turning this thing down. You know what I'm saying? And then you don't realize until years later, these men are wounded, they're hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
And you didn't even know they liked you like that.
Yeah.
Right.
And I can't entirely accept that as a mistake on my part that I didn't know.
Right.
You should have more boldly declared yourself, sir.
Yeah.
Because we love
I didn't know.
All right. Anybody else final thoughts before we do What Was She Thinking? Perspective from who you going to choose for your What Was She Thinking?
Who am I going to choose? Oh, I know I'm choosing.
Okay. Who want to go first? I go first. I'll choose Bernie. What was she thinking? What was you thinking, girl, to have the strength and the perseverance? Because that could have knocked somebody down for a minute. But she came back up. I loved like her thoughts. What was she thinking? Like, I'm pissed, but I deserve better. I'm pissed, but I'm going to come out of this swinging. Like, you can spin. Because I know I can spin on the mental or the negative thoughts if I allow myself to like go like, what if he don't pay? What if the judge agrees with him? What if I have to move out of here? What if I don't get enough money? Like I'm spinning. Now I'm spinning. Right. But for some reason, she didn't spin too far and she was able to, I don't know, come out of it. So I would like people who have those experiences where they come up. I'm interested in where their mindset was, where they kind of placed themselves to have an outcome. You know what I'm saying? That was in their favor, I guess. That's what I'm thinking. What was she thinking, Bernie? That's for me.
Okay.
Who else? What was you thinking? Who you want to choose?
I guess I go. What was she thinking, Gloria? That's probably the one I'm probably the most. What was she thinking, Gloria girl, when you was pouring all that love? And I know how it is when
Mm-hmm.
it's just you and your son. This is why, because so aligned. It's just me and my son, and pouring all of that into him, but then denying that part of your womanhood, who you are, to just not even think to it, to live that part of your life, or thinking that part of your life was somehow not deserving
Mm-hmm.
of of happiness and of love and companionship, and then to
Mm-hmm.
ultimately have it happen
Mm-hmm.
so unexpectedly, right? Um, and to be scared to embrace it,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what would you think? Because I just identify with her. I feel like me and my currently in my current stance right now, I have achieved. I haven't done it all, but I have achieved the things I wanted to achieve. I'm pouring into my child. And then now it seems like, so what do I do with the rest of myself? Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good.
and
I
even
like
if
that
it's
one.
worth it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Cause he gonna leave. These kids gonna leave.
Okay. And
They
I'm
come back.
fine.
They come back, you right.
I'm fine when I'm leaving. You know, I'm okay with that part.
He could, Josh could go with the people. All right, Josh.
I'm kind of torn between Bernadine and Robin because I feel like I've had a lot of the same experience, and Gloria, because I've had a lot of the same experiences, in terms of what were they thinking. Um, with Gloria, I'm wondering, what did she feel about herself? What did she think about herself, and how was that formed? And how did that help shape how she selected the men in her life? With Robin, I'm wondering, what was she thinking in terms of, you know, how do you decide which one of these is a good catch, and which one of them you should let go? And then for Bernadine, how much do you take? When is enough enough? Do you decide, hey, I'm gonna take this for about 3 months. If you don't get your together, I'm out. Because I saw myself in that. I didn't, I wasn't married very long, 10 and a half months. Never been married again. Not really feeling the whole marriage thing right now for myself. Who knows what the future holds, But in terms of what were they thinking, and drawing parallels from those things for myself, I've seen, a lot of good things happen in my life in learning how to make decisions like they did. You know, like my divorce was a good thing, because I was able to get away. But then I lost myself in being angry at myself, like how, Bernadine was mad with herself.
Yeah, I've
You
been
know,
there. Yep.
yeah, because like I'm sat here all this time and
Yeah.
dealt with this and did that and da 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 da. And so, I mean, in watching other women like yourself and looking at, just trying to consider what were they thinking. You have to be able to really kind of apply the life lessons that you see from them to your own life, and then make decisions that will work for you.
Yeah.
And right now, I don't want to be bothered with nobody. That's what I'm thinking. Okay.
All right. Thank you, guys. Please like, share, subscribe to the What Was She Thinking podcast. And we thank you all for joining us. And thank you guys for giving us, this great conversation and sharing your thoughts. I appreciate it. And until next time, I guess that's it.